It's Russian AK-47s in my neighborhood right now. Right now, this very moment. Ain't none of them niggas ever been to Russia. It's Japanese SKs in my neighborhood right now. Ain't none of them little ones ever been to Japan. Cocaine poppy trees, they being manufactured in Colombia, Mexico, Brazil. We ain't never been to none of them countries. So somebody is strategically placing these things in the community, creating these mental prisons and infrastructures to keep us in there. Now, the whole question that we should be asking ourselves is, why are they so prone to keeping us deaf, dumb, blind, asleep, and sedated? Because obviously when we really wake up and find out who we are, oh, give me my shit back. It's Russian AK-47.
Well, a young black man expressed it, I think, very well. And I talked about distracted and the things that other people do to distract us, to keep us from actually educating ourselves, not to European education, but to our ancestors' education, which was good enough for the European to steal. But we don't see that. We don't see ourselves as the gods that the European sees themselves as. You see, I secretly, and this is my opinion, say that most of us are Africans having an American experience. Melanated people having an American experience. And non-melanated people having a European experience. And I'll let you figure that out for yourself. But I wanted to talk about what this young man just said. We've been deceived for a long time. You know, I had something happen to me on a video, and I hope you bear with me because I know that it's happened to you. All information is a foundation for more information. There's nothing new under the sun. You think that you've created and did something new, but you just don't know about what happened back in history. And we can tell that by some of the findings that these people have found. That points to maybe other life forms on Earth or in the universe. And those other universal figures having the knowledge that we are still trying to figure out. You're still trying to figure out how the pyramids were built. So how can you be so smart? But let me tell you something about all of this information that we talk about. You see, that was stolen information. You have to understand that the greatest civilizations were in other countries, okay? And the foundation of all of these so-called European great cities, Rome, Greece, and everything else, where did they get their information from? See, they don't want to tell you that. That's why Dr. Diop couldn't examine the mummies, but he still got his information. And so we've been telling lies for so long, and when I say we, you know, I don't have to try to prove to nobody I'm American. I knew where I was born. And most black people understand that also. But that doesn't mean that this is our heritage, that this is where our people come from. Now, a lot of people say we're from Indian backgrounds and everything else. I'll leave that all up to y'all. It doesn't matter. I just know that the first people created that I know of, and science tells us, had very melanated skin. And you, as Europeans, when you came to conquer, you conquered these people and took all the information and the resources that you could carry back to your civilizations, and you built on that. And that is how information is obtained and how it is disseminated to different people on the foundation of the first information, the first people to put it out. And now you claim things that are not yours and talk about people plagiarize. You can't take and steal something and turn around and tell somebody who by right should have access to that information and all the other things that you've stolen. In fact, give us back the resources that you're still stealing today. But you say plagiarism because you have the power. You'll tell somebody something is copyrighted because you made up a system that you own and run that will tell other people who don't know better that you're the only ones that can use a particular patent or something like that. You didn't even invent most of the things that were invented, but yet you got the patent on it. That's theft, okay? But most people won't call the people who run things a thief, okay? Now, I said this because I'll be the first one to tell you that there's nothing new under the sun, like I said. And so, therefore, anything that I say is not like other people haven't said it, okay? I'm just putting my own spin on this thing, okay? Just like all the other people are doing the same thing. Are there new ideas generated? Maybe. But you can bet that they were derived from old ideas, okay? Now, I want to say, when we talk about plagiarism, why is it always the other person that plagiarized? When in fact, we are starting to learn from archaeologists, geneticists, and all types of people, anthropologists, that the origin of man would be the people who first put out information, and all others built on top of that. And that's how things go. So stop with all this plagiarism, copywriting. You know, you can't use different music. I know that you use that as a tool to silence people when you don't want to hear what they have to say about you. Now, I told you some time ago that you were going to find out pretty soon about Project 2025 when people tried to tell you. So now we all going to suffer for the mistakes that we've made by not pooling ourselves together and voting as a group. So the next thing that I would suggest is that every person that runs for city council, the school board, legislators, judges, that especially black folks and melanated people, that you get somebody in there that's looking out for your best interest. Because the next 3 and some years, you're going to find out how Europeans look out for Europeans. And it's going to be your fault. Okay? This election passed. The first time I've done something that I don't want to even talk about, because people like Fannie Mae Hammer and a lot of other brothers and sisters that died for us to vote don't deserve us not participating in the politics of America, because they died for us. Our ancestors died so that we could live a better life, but they expected us to participate in the things that we say our vote don't count. You trying to tell me my ancestors' lives don't count?